Hello, everyone. We are live from my RV, and I am going to do things a little bit differently today. Normally, I answer questions. We are on the road traveling to Nashville, so I wanted to pop in and say hello, but I'm not going to do questions today. Um, Part of the reason we are traveling, and I'm so car sick right now that we're on this tour, Family Court Awareness Month. There is Gigi. Um, so we're traveling across the country. We're in Tennessee right now. We're heading for Nashville, and spent the night last night in Knoxville. We have I mean, this whole thing has been just probably one of the most amazing few weeks of my life. Um, when I, little bit of a confessional because a lot of people think we've been planning this for so long. I concocted this in the middle of an insomnia night in I couldn't sleep. My dad was diagnosed with cancer. I had this idea, we're going to travel cross country. Let's use it to educate people. Let's get an RV. Let's travel. And so this really wasn't planned out, but what has come together by far in my 11 years of advocacy, both for my own kids and everyone else's kids, by far the thing that has given me the most hope for every single one of us. Trying to work magic in Maryland with you, I would love that. Would love it. When we get home, I think around the 17th of November, I'm planning to continue educating the masses and turn this into kind of a virtual things. So if somebody has connections in their state with domestic violence agencies, attorneys, anyone who is passionate about family court reform and raising awareness, and you have media connections, I would love to start doing, I can't make it to every state. We're doing 7 different stops on this tour, which it's amazing. But I would love to keep doing this Family Court Awareness Month to your state, and you are interested in helping me organize the event in Maryland, I will pop on Zoom and we can record it. And let's see, it says my connection is unstable. Oh no. So, I think we're still live. We'll see. Anyway, I would love to continue doing this through Zoom and bringing this every single area that we possibly can. Oh, good. Okay, you can see me and hear me. RV life is not what I expected. It's a little challenging with the internet and all of the stuff. But, we have had on this tour, we had the city of Chino Hills issue us a proclamation declaring November as Family Court Awareness Month. We had an absolute earth angel who has coordinated billboards all over the United States. I just found out yesterday they're going up in Los Angeles, which is huge. They're going to be in Amarillo, I believe in Albuquerque, Pennsylvania, Atlanta. I mean, what has happened is I can't even describe the positive things that have come from this tour. And we had an attorney, Tiffany Lesnick, in North Carolina speak. Fantastic. If you are looking for an attorney and you're in North Carolina, I highly recommend her. Suzanne Chester spoke. My dogs are barking, sorry. Suzanne Chester spoke. She is the child advocate in North Carolina, again, gives me hope that there are people out there who get it. She understands the reality of alienation and that it's a go-to accusation for abusers. She was quoting directly from Joan Meyer's work, and I just sat there, blown away, connecting all of these people who are passionate about putting children first is half the battle. There is so much power in numbers. And if we can come together, I wrote a blog yesterday about the 4 different types of family court professionals, whether we're talking about judges or parenting coordinators or evaluators, whatever it is. Go to familycourtawarenessmonth.com and click the blog, because we've got those who get it, who are allies, and I'm not out here preaching to them. We've got those who aren't horrible people. They just are not trained in domestic violence. They don't understand post-separation abuse. And so those are the ones that has blown my mind, that I kind of already sensed, but I didn't know how domestic violence. I have had, I had somebody yesterday in Tennessee say, look up what the requirements were for their chancellors and judges. And the reality is they only need 12 hours a year of training in family court, continuing education, and only 2 of those have to be in domestic violence. That is so unacceptable. And there are some states, many of them actually, where judges need 0. If each person at a state level were to come together, form groups, one, we need to vote some of these bad, corrupt, judges, family court professionals out. But that takes people coming together. This is a state issue. People need to join forces, go and change laws in your state. Number 1 should be training for judges. The fact that it takes longer to adopt a dog at a shelter than it does, these judges. 2 hours of domestic violence training, that just blows my mind. And what we found, it's the very ABCs of domestic violence. It's not even in depth. I mean, my teenage daughters know more about domestic violence, the background of it, the reality of what abusers do, than our own judges who are deciding the fate of our children. And so really be watching. PM will be in Nashville. I think that is 10 a.m. in California. You'll have to look up your own time zone, but it's 10 a.m. Pacific time. I'm going to be closing off right now because Glenn pulled over at a rest stop so that I could do this. And but please join us today. We've got an amazing lineup of speakers. We will just go live at 12 p.m. Nashville time from the One Mom's Battle Facebook page. And you'll get to hear my message. I'm trying to change it up a little bit at each stop. And we've got, let's see, we'll be in Amarillo on the 16th and Albuquerque on the 17th. We will be live streaming from each of those stops. But what I was going to say, billboards, we've had a proclamation. Christy Brinkley gave us a shout out yesterday on Instagram stories. There's just been some really phenomenal things happen because of this Awareness Month. So thank you all for being a part of it. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I will be back next week. I promise we will do a normal coffee with Tina and I will answer questions. But thanks for joining me in my RV this morning. Take care, everyone.